Hello and welcome to Inside Scoop. I'm Sumi Das, and joining me is Donna Tam, staff writer for CNET. Thanks for being with us, Donna.
No problem.
So changes are coming to Facebook, and you were at an event today where they were announced. We'll talk about those in just a second, but first I want to find out about the atmosphere at the event. What was it like?
Yeah, well, there was a whole bunch of reporters there. They filled out the room nicely.
At Facebook headquarters
at
in
Facebook
Menlo Park.
headquarters, right. And I think I heard from some folks who had been at the other event for the search announcement that
Graph Search,
there actually was less people there.
Oh.
And maybe it's because we all kind of like heard enough rumors about what was going on, and like plus everyone knows like the news feed what it is, and
right.
so but definitely
before Graph Search, people were like, it's going to be a phone, it's going to be a phone.
Exactly.
And this time we knew it was going to be about
the
newsfeed.
Right.
Okay, so what were the announcements that were made? What are the changes that are coming?
So basically, newsfeed is now going to have content-specific feeds, which means that you can choose what type of feed you want to browse. So that could be all photos or all like music-related posts, which includes the music your friends are listening to through other apps, or like musicians that you follow or like on Facebook, or bands that you like, and then they'll have their posts rise up in this music feed. So you could do that. There's also stuff for different feeds that have existed before, like the games only feed and the close friends feeds, but now it's all like in one place. And basically they've done a lot to the design in terms of making it less cluttered.
Right.
So it's a very
They did mention that
design.
many times.
Many times.
It's less cluttered.
It's less cluttered.
It's going to be prettier and simpler.
Yeah, and basically what they did was they took a lot of inspiration from their mobile apps.
I noticed that they said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Instead of taking the desktop and trying to make that
Exactly.
replicate that experience on mobile, they took the mobile version and are trying to duplicate that on the desktop.
Right, because they find it to be a version that has like faster navigation in a lot of ways, because there's a constraint of space, and so because there's that constraint, they were able to like think of ways to like make things function still with the little amount of space they have. And so they felt like that was appropriate for desktop because it makes it so that the images can be bigger. The visual element is much more emphasized in this new design.
Right. So yeah, let's talk about that, because they did talk about how it's going to be visual. They mentioned Pinterest a couple of times. They mentioned photos a couple of times. What they didn't mention as much was this little company that they own called Instagram.
Right.
What happened there?
I'm not sure what happened there, but they definitely, after the presentation was over, during the Q&A, someone asked him about that, like, what about Instagram? What about the treatment that they're going to get? And Mark Zuckerberg said, that Instagram is going to be treated like any other third-party app that they have. So Pinterest, Pinterest is going to get the same amount of play and big, bright photos as an Instagram photo would. But I think that was his emphasis, was like, they kept repeating over and over again how all the content is treated the same. All the content will get this like new burst of like visual and like highlighting the elements that are important to that kind of content.
Right. And it makes sense, people like formats that are cleaner and easier to read and digest. But why are they really making these changes?
Well, I think when you ask the people at Facebook, they'll say, this is about bringing a better experience to the users and making it easier for them to find the content they want to find. I think in the end, they also talk about how they realize it's also going to bring more people, this will also have people spending more time on Facebook.
Right.
So because they're going to be taking a deeper dive at things and spending time on different feeds, then it would result in them spending more time. Advertisers probably love this because it's going to mean bigger ads as well.
Okay.
So Facebook is very big on making sure that ads are a seamless part of the whole newsfeed process.
Yeah.
And advertisers have found that those that are put inside the newsfeed definitely make more money and attract more attention than the ones to the right-hand side where they kind of just plop them there, right?
Right.
So in the end, this will also mean that advertisers will get the nice treatment on their ads. They'll get bigger pictures, they'll get more emphasis on their links, and so people, again, can see that within their newsfeed, and it'll be this as if they're looking at one of the content that maybe their friends provided or something.
That does seem handy. And could it be also, there has been some talk that they're sort of going after Twitter's business a little bit with this new revamped design?
I think people have seen the similarities in that, in the past when they've talked about like how they do their newsfeed, there's a filter, there's an algorithm, there's a way of filtering things out that are going to be more relevant for you, and people have been upset about reacting. And people have reacted, negatively in some ways because they think that they want to be able to control what content they see and not have an algorithm do it for them. So when you have something like Twitter, which just kind of throws everything out there from all the feeds you follow,
Yeah.
This is a way for Facebook to kind of replicate that as well.
Yep. All right. And rollout's going to be slow, so not everybody's going to get it all at
Yeah.
once. They're going to test it out, get feedback, and then gradually
Right.
get it to all of their users.
Correct, yeah.
All right, Donna, thank you so much. For Inside Scoop, I'm Simi Das. Thanks for watching.